Hey, is this thing on?
Yeah.
Hey, bro.
What's up?
We're recording, but we're not live.
We're always live.
I mean, was this getting broadcasted yet?
Yeah.
Hello, YouTube.
All right. Always here, but wait for Henry to get in here and all kinds of craziness going on. Through a bunch of grades for the season, blocking by the O line, Travion, Kyle,
Oof,
a lot of
oof.
interesting things.
I was just I was just going back through the box score. I, if you're just reading the box score, you're not sure who won.
Well,
You
no,
know what
we
I
were
mean?
outgained by like 40 yards or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Up time of possession.
Yeah. What games did you watch? I
So
basically so I typically go to bed at like 9:30, 10 at the latest every night. So I
good for you.
missed all of the late games. I track the scores like we're watching a movie or reruns
Hmm.
of The Office or something. So I track the scores while she's passing out. So I was keep paying attention to the late games like USC and Oregon. No reason to pay attention to that, but LSU, Bama, of course, those were the interesting games to me. So, what stuck out to you?
Well,
You
yeah,
watching?
I can definitely tell you, I didn't actually get to watch the High State game till about 7 o'clock. That's when I started the High State game. I was completely zero dark 30, no social media, no radio, just working all day. Had a crazy day. Girls had homecoming. We hosted 20 kids for homecoming dinner, I think.
Nice.
Yeah, so there was nobody and no not a football fan in the bunch. So no TVs were on.
Wow.
So I got in the High State game first. Um, Wife was ready for bed. I turned on USC Washington start to finish. No, was able to not see any score updates. Then flipped LSU Bama. I finished LSU Bama about 2:30. Um, and then that's the only three games I saw. But I saw every play of all those three games. We by far have the best defense of the six teams. I think Rutgers has the second best defense of the six teams.
That's not a stretch, honestly.
No,
Bama, I was
including Bama and
shocked.
LSU.
Yeah, I was shocked with the Bama LSU game. Um, and that was
And
the way Daniels got knocked out. That was horse shit. Um,
no ejection. I don't think the kid got
yeah,
ejected. I mean, it was a total at the chin, picked him up, slammed him. Hey, I'll
right.
live with the 15 yards, but put the quarterback out of the game.
Yep,
That's what it looked like,
exactly.
completely
Yep.
blatant as shit.
Yeah, that was terrible. So what I did was today I went back and watched the condensed versions of all the night games, except I did not watch the Oregon game because cow.
Why? What, 63-13 or
Yeah,
some shit? Which
right.
cow?
Then
Um,
we had brunch
Go ahead.
with um, uh, John and Lisa. They're a little bit older than me, but um, Lisa owns the physical therapy clinic downtown that Jillian works with, and John's a fucking crazy ass. Her husband, he's a Florida
Yeah.
Gator fan and stuff, and
Oh shit.
so we were he was going off about
Razorbacks.
Arkansas and stuff.
Go
Yeah,
Hogs. Yep.
he stays up way too late, like goes nuts, but he's not a super like crazy fan, but he's a fan, Gator fan. But
Yeah.
anyway, he's from Jacksonville originally. He's hilarious though. That dude is 100% of the time wired, wired. Um,
Cocaine.
maybe, but
You had my
so
attention at cocaine.
yeah, yeah.
What's up, Shawn?
What's up, Jeff?
Oh,
So
living
we
the
were
dream,
talking
man.
about Bama LSU here. Jalen Milroe, he's fast. I'll say
He's a hell
that
of a
for
running
him.
back. He's a hell of a running
Yeah,
back.
he's a big dude.
Yeah. I mean, but if you stop that run game, if you can contain the Alabama quarterback run game,
Yeah,
and there's 10 teams in the country that could easily beat them. And all those DBs that we missed out on that Bama got late in the process, thank God they got them because holy shit, we don't need them.
that
We
secondary is
Oh
whack,
my
man.
God, Lord, just
That
and
neighbors kid
LSU's
went for like a $170.
and had a key drop at the end of the game,
Yeah,
a
on
couple key
10
drops.
catches. It's not like he had 20 catches. He had 10 catches.
Yeah, they didn't know,
Jesus.
man. There's that both of those secondaries were almost as bad as the game before I watched that track meet,
It was
Washington
like a
and USC.
Pac-12 game. I thought it was a
Yeah,
USC game.
yeah, touchdown, possession, touchdown, back and
Yeah,
forth, touchdown,
yeah,
touchdown, touchdown.
yeah.
Who's gonna have the ball last? And then the quarterback gets knocked out, and Bama's just they got it. I think there was a muff punt. Bama just got a
But
couple more breaks. They had a tip ball at the line of scrimmage, got picked.
Right.
Bama just made two more plays, I think, than LSU, and then LSU didn't have the quarterback at the end.
Yeah, look at these the team stats. Total yardage, Bama 507 on offense, LSU 478. Jesus Christ. Welcome to
Joe,
SEC football, folks.
a decade ago, that game was 9-7 or
Yeah.
9-6.
Yeah. Cracks me up.
Yeah, shitty
Henry,
defense.
what games did you watch?
I watched, with the YouTube TV, I kind of watched all of them. Yeah, it was but back and forth between that Bama game and then the Washington USC game.
Oh yeah, that's
Those
another.
those numbers were 572 offense for Washington versus 515 for Southern
Right.
Cal. It was.
And then Grinch gets fired tonight.
I told my son at the first, it was 7-7. I said, this game, I said, it's going to be 50 something to 40 something. I said, and
Yeah.
bam, nailed it.
Yep,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Disgusting
Washington,
defense. Disgusting.
Washington, are you going to be able to hang with the big boys with that kind of D?
Oh
I
no.
you can't
And that's the
you
thing
can't
is
tell.
everybody banks on Grinch. Everybody banks on Alex Grinch every week. But yeah, he deserves it. But Washington doesn't play good D.
No, I mean they look explosive. They have that running back's a stud. Penix can thread it, but he's doing it against teams that they all do it to all of them. They all do it to each
Yeah.
other. So
Yeah.
I don't know a good defense. I mean, Oregon probably plays by far the best defense in that
Yeah.
conference, and I
No
don't think
doubt.
Washington can beat them again. But it's hard to say that. I mean, Washington looks great. They got two stud receivers that put huge numbers, but I don't know. I mean, if they get
Well,
Bama or something, I mean, they would. Yeah, they would. I think they would light up Bama, but I don't. I think they would. I think they would struggle against Penn State. You know.
oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely that defense. I don't think Bo Nix is going to beat Washington, though. I think if Oregon was going to beat Washington, it would have to be on the back of their defense and that running game. That's all they got. Bo Nix, he might put up 4 touchdowns against Cal, but he's not doing that weekly.
That first game, Oregon had it. Oregon, just the coach went for 4th and 6. That turned the tide. So I mean, Oregon played right with them, and that was what a 35. They're in the mid-30s, I think, both of them. So not nearly the USC Washington game, but close. They scored on Oregon too. But I don't know if I don't know how they could do against the top defenses in the country. It's hard to say. You can't gauge anybody against USC. Holy shit, that might be one of the worst defenses. Just everything, scheme, effort, alignment across the board.
What about Caleb Williams crying in the fucking stands after the game? You see that?
I mean, I did, and you know what? Everything that kid got in his own head, and Mr. fucking Hollywood and Mr. Big Time, and now you're out here and you got 3 losses, and it's like, yeah. And I think he's in his head and he's like, oh yeah, I'm just a suck ass punk like everybody else.
Yeah, it's a team game. It's the ultimate team sport. You might be a great quarterback in college. Who knows in the NFL? I'm not sold on him being a top flight NFL quarterback. He's definitely not a CJ Stroud. But it's a team game. And if you can't play defense, you're not going to win fucking games. And USC is a perfect
Well, you
illustration
know
of
what?
that.
He's had, the one game that he lost, what do you have? 3 picks in a game that
Notre Dame, yeah.
yeah, so I mean,
And fumble. He has some ball security issues too.
Right.
That
Yeah,
dancing
yeah.
around shit,
Yeah, that doesnning work every week.
Mahomes does it, and they were doing the video side by side. Mahomes doing the sidearm shit, shuffling around.
Great. I love
It's
that.
come on, they look identical. You know what I mean? But Mahomes is doing it against the elite NFL players, and Caleb's doing it against dog shit Pac-12 defenses. I mean,
He's
they
not
look the
doing it
same. They
well.
do. I mean, not as well.
No.
But no, we'll see how that translates in the NFL. He's not going
we'll
to be able
see.
to
I
do
mean,
what
is
he's
is he
doing.
still the crown #1 draft pick in the NFL?
Uh, it,
It's kind of a weak class, the way I see it.
Drake
I
May,
still got my
him.
boy going one.
Dante
Oh,
Moore?
who?
I don't know.
JJ. Dante's not
I'm just
eligible.
kidding.
McCarthy's
JJ,
going
you got
#1.
JJ? Okay.
You,
I haven't seen much
uh,
from him either, honestly. I don't know how he's better than Caleb
I'll throw a couple.
or Penix
I'll
or
throw a
Bo
couple pennies
Nix.
towards you, Sean, on that. I'll put a couple dollars up.
I wish I
Says
would have
McCarthy.
put
Says
my money in
McCarthy
on the
doesn't.
Heisman, JJ for Heisman a while back.
I, if
Odds
Penix,
odds
if
came
Penix, win,
sharply
if
up.
Penix wins out, Penix wins out. I don't. He's gonna be hard to beat.
Agreed.
Unless all Michigan players are banned from awards and postseason play.
Wouldn't that be something?
Light the fuse.
Oh,
Oh, I
God.
did get in on
Something.
Harbaugh not coaching next season. I got him at plus 700 not coaching at all week 1, 2024.
Pro or college? Is at all
not coaching. Yeah.
plus
And by
700?
the way, while we're talking Heisman, I got my Devin Brown 6,600. Don't feel good about that. Then I got
Have to be a hell of a close.
you know what I just picked up last week? Ohio State plus 6 versus Michigan. Plus 6. Feeling good about that. Over the summer, I got them at plus 3.
Even after the game, even after that Rutgers game, you're feeling good about that plus 6.
Oh yeah. Marv, I got a Marv Heisman at 50-1. Feeling good about that.
That's 51.
We won't
That's
talk
good.
about the
That's
Kyle
good.
McCord Heisman one. Don't worry about that. But
What can we talk about with Kyle McCord?
No,
or Honda McCord, however you want to phrase it.
Yeah. Any other games you guys want to touch on? I think we covered Georgia.
Bedlam,
Did we get Georgia?
The last Bedlam was nice. See Oklahoma State.
Yeah,
I didn't even
get
watch
Oklahoma.
It.
Oklahoma's out of there. See you, Oklahoma. You're out of the picture.
They weren't an issue anyway.
Texas fighting for their lives against K-State. And
that was
they
a
had to
ball
get a
game. I watched that
fourth
live.
down stop. Yeah, fourth down stop in OT. Clemson came back, put it on Notre Dame.
Well, I like the balls on Chris Kleiman for K-State going for the touchdown there, not kicking the field goal.
Oh yeah,
that
dude's a good coach. I think that dude is a real solid coach because they don't get the talent. I mean, they don't get the recruits. But
if he can be ranked
like
top
hell.
25 every year, that's good for K-State.
Yeah, and they upset Oklahoma last year several times. I mean, they pull out some upsets too. Good for them.
What about did we touch on Georgia, Missouri? I don't think we did. That was an interesting one. Missouri always gives them a hard time, no matter how good Missouri is. But even in
close.
Athens, that was a good game. I was watching that one too. Kind of, I think I had a couple screens going on. something
Did
like
not
that.
see anything of that, Joe. What was the final of that game? I mean, how'd that game look? Because I know nothing about that game.
It was close till late. I mean, who's their
Mizzou could
quarterback?
drive the ball on them. I don't know
Yeah,
Mizzou's
Brady
quarterback.
Cook. Well, they ran the ball. Schrader had over 100 yards, a little white dude.
Yeah,
And
he's
then,
a beast. That guy
yeah,
runs
he's a
hard.
tough son of a bitch.
Good for
Yeah.
him.
22
Okay.
carries, 112 receiving. Burden got hurt. That's what really fucked them. Burden got hurt in the first half. He did have a touchdown though in the first half, 3 catches, 53. I think if he would have played the whole game, it would have been a much tighter, very closer game. Mookie Cooper, former Buckeye, chipped in
Oh
a little bit
yeah,
there.
saw Mookie out there.
Yeah,
So
they had a
you're saying
pick
Georgia?
late.
So Georgia benefited from knocking out the number 1 receiver on the team? That's
Oh
weird.
yeah. So Missouri had never heard of that story before. Missouri had 2 interceptions late in the game that sealed it for Georgia. 9 minutes left in the fourth. Brady Cook intercepted by Stackhouse. Yeah, that was terrible. That was like at midfield. Then Georgia drives, just kicks a field goal. They only get a field goal, so it's 30-21. And then Missouri gets another drive going, throws another pick around midfield, and that's your ball game.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Georgia's Georgia's not a great team either. I think.
Oh
there is,
no. This is another game like we were talking about earlier where the stats are very equal. Like Missouri total yards on offense 363, Georgia 385. Missouri
there's no
actually
great.
Are
ran
there
it
any
for
great teams in
$150.
college football this year?
No, I don't
I
think there's
can't
any
say
great
there
team.
is. No.
I don't, yeah, every team's got issues. Or there's a flaw. You know, great offenses,
Yeah.
so defenses. Inconsistent quarterback play, great defense. You know, you go down. Michigan Michigan looks the most complete if you're just looking at scores of their schedule. But we'll see we'll see against Penn State. You know, that'll be a big test. If they hang 40 on Penn State and hold them to 10, 13,
At a whiteout
that'll
night
be a
game in
statement.
Happy Valley.
Yeah.
And that's not easy for anybody ever, regardless of the matchup, the talent or whatever. Everybody, that's a tough environment to play, regardless of the matchup. So that'll be a good test, though. I mean, that'll really open up some eyes and see how Michigan performs there, because that's what everybody's really waiting to see, because everybody else looks so. Our quarterback play, our O line, Georgia, they don't. Their offense is not very explosive. Bama can't play defense. LSU, I don't know what you say about them. USC just doesn't even bother trying to learn defense.
But
Penix puts up numbers,
any one
but
of these
they give up.
teams could put together a hot game and beat anybody. You know?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I mean, this would be a great year. This would be like the ideal year for the 12 team playoff, because you could have 12 teams that could really have a legitimate chance. Ole Miss will hang with teams. Should have beat Bama. You know what I mean? Ole Miss would give a run to people because they can run the ball. Lane can dial it up. There's this going down the line. So yeah, this would be a great year for the 12, but maybe next year.
Definitely next year. Yeah.
Well, I mean, definitely the playoff, but I mean, maybe next year we'll get the same kind of what's the word?
Craziness. I think the talent being kind of spread around, the Big
transfer
Ten,
portal.
SEC. Yeah, I think the talent moving around a little bit is going to keep things a little more even. And it's not like NFL style parity, but
parity. That's the word I was looking for. But the quarterbacks, look at all the top teams. Yeah. A lot of them have transfer quarterbacks. Right. A lot of them. So that's going to continue. NAL may start to slow up a little bit, but the transfer portal's here to stay. Right. But parity's cool. I mean, 12-team playoff with parity, that's the NFL model. Sounds good.
Let me jump through the chat here. What's up? Good to see everybody in the chat. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir.
Hey, don't forget, as you're coming through the door, pick up your drink and please hit the like button. Tyler, first one in the door. What's up, Tyler? Good to see you. IO to you. Jeremiah, good to see you. We are live. Yes, sir. Matthew says, Kirk and Nevada swear that Harbaugh will be fired this week. So that's Buckeye. He's referring to Buckeye Scoop.
Can I chime in on this real quick?
Go ahead, Shawn. I just don't want to turn the whole show into it.
No, I get it. And they're talking about, and we've seen reports that Harbaugh might be fired, or, that could be like a 2-week thing.
Yeah.
What about the coordinators, the guys that were directly working with guys? Why wouldn't they be? I feel like Harbaugh is the, king of the castle, captain of the ship,
Dipshits.
whatever. But I mean, these guys were actually, Harbaugh's dumb enough, he may not have known, or deliberately didn't want to know. Those coordinators both knew what the fuck was going on. They had to have. If not,
Well,
they're not
that's
going to allow some $50,000 guy whispering in their ear the whole game.
right. And that's the thing is, even head coaches no longer can claim
Right.
plausible deniability.
But I'm saying those coordinators.
I agree with you.
You'd have to
And
whack
Matthew
the whole
says that right here.
staff.
Matthew agrees. Matthew said that just like 17 minutes ago, the exact same thing you're saying. OC, DC, and HC should be fired, period. Moore, Minter, and Harbaugh, they all cheated. Yeah. I don't think you're going to find anybody disagreeing with that other than Michigan fans.
It's because you're afraid to play Michigan.
Oh, yeah. And it's Ryan Day's fault. Let's investigate the PI firm.
Wasn't it one of like the big thing of it, a troll that Zach Smith did?
Yeah. He it was like middle of the week too. It was like Tuesday or Wednesday, something like that. He's like, Ryan Day's brother was in the DEA or something. It's like
fourth and one investigations out of New Hampshire or something like that.
Yeah. But he totally set him up. He's like, here you go, Michigan fans, clip this and retweet it.
It was
Ryan
all over
Day's
their board.
brother.
It was all over their board.
Dude, they totally took the bait and have run with it since.
Portnoy, what's his name? Big Mouth.
There you
He's
go.
like,
yes,
do you check out his brother? Hilarious.
And then you got
such a good troll.
Scam Webb and that whole, who's this Isaiah Hole guy?
I don't know.
It's a weird name, man.
They're running interference on this scandal though, big time.
Yeah, they are. They're just getting in the way. But yeah, I agree. I think we're all on board that the top three in that program need to go from a coaching staff point of view. And at this point, I don't really care about the players and what they're going to suffer. You seem to have benefited for the last 3 years, 2.5, 2 3/4, whatever. So yeah, maybe your wins aren't all legit.
I mean, if they do find it guilty, I mean, you see the video evidence of the communication between Stallions and the coordinators during games. Like they're right beside each other talking.
We've all seen it.
I mean, it's so that's obvious.
I know it's weird that they're like, well, wait, let's wait for the facts to come out. Well, I mean, the facts that we have seen are pretty damning.
Did you want more?
What's the guy what's he telling him if he's not telling him about the signs, what he saw on the videotapes? What if he's not telling him that? What is he telling him? Because according to Michigan, what is his title? You know what I mean?
It's like recruiting guy. He's in recruiting.
Recruiting guys don't talk to the coordinators during the game.
They're not even on the fucking sidelines, man.
Well, and he I mean, like they'll say they retired or was fired, and he ain't saying a word to nobody.
Yeah, he got a little nest egg on the way out. I'm sure some hush money. Come on.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. 2 games from the Big Ten commissioner is not going to be enough. And we can't wait on the NCAA like Mr. Ono is okay with. Santa, sorry, Santa. He's the one Santa that I have to hate. I have lived my life loving Santa always, but now there's a Michigan president named Santa, and I just can't be abided. Let's see, quickly going through the chat. Tyler says Dallas Turner should have been ejected. Yep, I agree with that. No argument here, man. Tyler, Yeah, that was Tyler. Matthew is the hardest working guy on this show. He's our concrete pourer up around the 419. He says the same basically. Let's see. Oh, Buckeye 7084. Hey, I owe you a shirt, man. I gave you a couple messages on the comments, so hit me up. Indefinite suspension. Yeah, we're all I think we're all kind of seeing the same message board posts. Monday might be interesting. Yeah. Ryan Day's Beard is in. Odysseus, like I mentioned, Matthew, Jeremiah, Tyler, Billy's in. Good to see you, Billy. Odysseus calls him TCUN, the cheaters up north. Only 3.2 yards per carry. Good point. Yeah, I watched a replay of that. I definitely was not going to spend my live 3.5 hours on that.
That line might be a little bit overrated on that team up there. They're not running the ball like you would think that they would.
I found it interesting. They're using Edwards more as a receiver too.
He's dangerous there.
Oh yeah. I don't want to go against him, but anyway.
But I don't think he runs it. I don't think he runs that hard. And
it seems like number 20 overtook his slot, right?
Yeah, Mullins or whatever the guy's name is.
I don't know.
I was wondering that. I mean, he was definitely getting some reps.
Yeah, he's gotten reps all year. Definitely more at tailback than Edwards. But Edwards did have a nice catch down the sidelines. I saw that yesterday. Socrates is back. You looking to get bounced? Michigan fan? He says if the Buckeyes were humble, Michigan might have let them out of the blowout. Yeah, okay. Keep it coming, Socrates. I got a quick trigger tonight, and I am watching this chat. It feels like 9:30 to me, and I'm about ready to pass out. This was a struggle to just sit down in this chair tonight, especially after a long brunch. Odysseus, yeah. Odysseus says they have a huge advantage having 6 games of our signals and possibly practice footage. Excellent point. Yes, that is still an advantage. Hopefully the FBI ripped all of the footage along with the computers.
But where are we gonna get? Where are we gonna get? Like, it seems like we have a lot of proof. There's a lot of evidence, but where's the ruling? You know what I mean?
All this. The NCAA is not going to rule overnight. You know how that works. Plus, Michigan gets 90 days to respond.
Yeah.
Even if they did rule this week.
Yeah,
Michigan
I know.
It's days.
That's why the Big Ten needs to handle it internally.
Yeah.
And Michigan isn't going to.
Swiftly.
Because Harbaugh coaching the rest of the year is not going. I don't think it's going to make much difference to not as much difference. Maybe like a few key decisions in the game, but the coordinators
very good in game.
The coordinators are the key. They're the ones that they're scheming. They're the ones that have the info. Like, they're going to be just fine knowing what they know if the coordinators are going to be allowed to stay, even if they rule down Harbaugh. Suspended indefinitely or something.
Whoa! And they're not he bobbles a snap. Michigan State's Jalen Watts Jackson falls on it in the end zone. Sorry, I was doing my best. What's his name impression?
He didn't even have his name ready.
Remember the Michigan State block punt?
I remember.
That was one of Harbaugh's best game management decisions.
That dude was doing Monday Night Football with Gruden. What is his name? I just blanked on it.
Bald guy.
Yeah.
He's
one of the best calls of all time.
Yeah. Anyway, we got RDB in here, Ryan Day's Beard. Yeah, everybody's speculating on the Michigan penalties. Stephen Cherry, good to see you, Stephen. Take heavy security to Ann Arbor. Yeah, I know. They are not coping well.
They're
Yeah.
not. They're losing it, and I think their season ought to be abandoned from right here going forward.
Yeah.
Like you're done.
Yeah.
But obviously the greatest feeling is going to be us going up there and winning the game with Harbaugh
Oh
and all
yeah.
them dumb fucks still on the sideline. So we still
Right.
gonna even if Harbaugh's not there, we got to win the fucking game,
Either way, they get what
or
they
it's all
deserve.
for nothing.
They can blame whoever they want. They get what they deserve. They cheated. They've been cheating. They were continuing. They've cheated all year until they got fucking caught.
And that's the thing is when these players take their heads out of the, I don't know, out from the Michigan, bomb shelter they're in, when they come up to reality and live life with the rest of us, they're going to realize, oh fuck, something bad was really going on. So I'm sure it won't happen until after they're done playing, though, because Harbaugh's got them snowed for sure.
So how much do you think though we're able to change the signals, the whole routine of everything? How much are we gonna be able to change so they don't have a clue as to
Yeah.
what we do? Because they have a lot of information on us, a lot of tape, just from previous seasons, every game this season.
It's
They
impossible.
Right.
how I mean, what do you think what do you think we
It's
are
not.
working on? Because we have to be working on something, and maybe that's why we are looking kind of uh preoccupied or whatever against these teams we're playing. Maybe we're working too much, or not. Maybe we're focusing a
Yeah.
lot on during the week on changing the stuff for Michigan. I can't. I mean, I don't know from looking at the games. I don't know if we've already changed the processes. You know what I mean, against these other
Well, we
teams.
wouldn't know that. There's no way to know
Right.
that
Thing is,
from
we're talking
watching
about,
TV.
and I'll go air quotes. We're talking about student athletes here. There's only so many hours in a week that you
Yeah.
can't just teach these guys a new language from week to week and have them keep their studies up and have them on planes and flying
Yeah.
all over and practicing and doing their daily stuff. If
Yeah.
that's the advantage in and of itself, then that's the unfair advantage. Michigan's
Yeah.
making us tie up all this extra time, and you're
Yeah.
only allowed so much time to deal with this
And
bullshit because you're cheating.
and that's guarded
Well,
heavily.
I think
The NCAA. I mean, that is guarded heavily as far as time allowed to have the kids
yeah.
in the athletic department and all that kind of stuff. That's all
I
monitored.
think I think they'll take the necessary precautions. I don't think they're just going to walk out there and say, "Here's our old signals from 2021. Have
They're
at
going
it."
to do the best they
They'll
can.
they'll do
But that,
wristbands if they have to, whatever. There are options, you know.
Yeah, but you're right, Shawn. It's like we're having to we're going to have to
tie up time and
make those
resources
changes.
because you're cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's our
Yeah,
problem
yeah.
because you're cheating.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Tyrone? Good to see you. All right, so let's move on. Maybe
Yeah,
if we have time later, we'll
please,
come back around to
please.
that. But anyway, we got to talk about this Buckeye game. Buckeyes
Do we? Shit.
and we did have a shirt winner, Odysseus. I think this is your second time, Odysseus.
Uh-huh.
He had
Filling
42 to
up the
7.
wardrobe.
Yeah, you're welcome. Odysseus had 42 to 7, so a total of 49. The total of the game was 51. So, Odysseus, I have your information. Just let me know what shirt you want and the size and the color. But we'll send you another one. But anyway, so that Odysseus 2002 is our winner of the free t-shirt contest. Thank God this is winding down because this is costing me an arm and a leg, man.
I tell you what, Joe, real quick, I got the shirt Saturday morning.
Did you? All right, good.
Ohio Tough. That shirt fits perfect. So nice. Thank
Nice.
you a lot. I put it on as soon
Is
as
that the
as soon as I
small?
pulled it out. The medium.
Oh,
I wear medium.
I saw you.
Medium?
We've covered this. We've fucking covered this. But no, that's the best material. Great shirt. Great shirt.
That's a tri-blend.
Dude,
Yeah.
So,
that tri-blend is something else. That's nice.
Yeah. Shirt technology has come a long way. I got one of the long sleeve tees on tonight. It's cotton though. It's not a tri-blend, but it is a natural fiber. So there's that. A little
Let's talk
chilly
about
out
anything
there
except the game.
when the
Let's talk
sun
about
goes down at 5 o'clock. It's a little chilly by the water. All right, so let's get into this Rutgers game. Buckeyes rolled 35-16, kind of going away. Took them into deep waters. Yada yada yada. Before we get into our grades and our MVPs, let's do a quick run through the position groups. We don't have to hit on every single one of them because we don't have time for that. But if you want to give me, Shawn, let's start with you. Pick out an offensive position group that you want to talk about negatively or positively.
The quarterbacks.
Okay.
Or quarterback.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the play is, it's just hard for me to get used to. At the end of the day, you look and you're like, the numbers don't look terrible. 19 to 26, 3 touchdowns. Of course, had the terrible pick. I don't know. Does it look good to you? It just doesn't look good to me. It doesn't look championship caliber to me. I'm really concerned that we cannot win a natty with this type of quarterback play. I feel like the quarterback play needs to be better than this.
Okay. Jeff, what do you think?
I 100% agree with Shawn. But I'll talk about the tight ends.
Okay.
What's going on with Kate Stover?
Yeah, geez.
He was not on the unavailable list. He fully dressed. I never saw him with a helmet on.
No,
but not even no look. We had, I mean, G Scott and who is Gerd? Where did Gerd come from?
We're out of dudes, man. I don't know what's going on with Joe Royer and who's the other dude?
That's
Hartman, Bennett Christian, those guys.
Yeah. Hart. Yeah. What's going on? We have no other tight ends.
They can't play.
But
Yeah,
Gerd
Bennett
can.
Christian
And
is
I'm not
year
dogging
guy.
the kid, but like out of nowhere,
yeah.
I see Gerd. He's got a mustache and it looks like a long snapper.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, we didn't run a lot of 12 personnel anyways, so it's mostly just the G Scott show. We only ran like one tight end most of the game. But I don't know. Cade's injured, so apparently there's zero depth suddenly behind him. Or maybe Gerd is just better than all those younger guys. Who knows? I don't have answers. You can ask questions all day. But
great catch, great pass, a great touchdown catch. But he dropped a few later in the game.
That was a great catch. What a great catch.
Yeah, that defender never saw it coming. Right over his shoulder.
It's like the Jelani Thurman. We're just no look. I mean, everybody talked about that kid maybe making an impact, in certain situations. Goal line, red zone. But like nothing. What happened to our tight end room? It was a lot of talk outside of Stover, and I don't even know his injury. I didn't listen to any of the post game interviews, so I don't know if he was asked about Stover. Hopefully, we'll find out Tuesday at the press conference. I'm sure somebody will ask. But what is going on?
He didn't have to go, obviously. I mean, he probably could have. He suited up, went through warm-ups. If they really desperately needed him, maybe he could have, but I don't think it's a huge deal. So tight end doesn't seem to be like the main issue on the offense.
We didn't really utilize any of the other receivers either. I mean, look at the receptions going down the box score.
I mean, Marv didn't have his typical 15 targets. He only had like seven or eight. But I do want to go back to Kyle because he was 11 of his first 11 to start the game. Now, I already hear you grinding your teeth, so I'm going to say, yes, they were all relatively short throws, like 3 yards, 3 yards, 10 yards, 14 yards for the touchdown to G, 9, 4, 7, 0, 5, 6, 3. So short, but you got to remember, if you watch the game closely, Rutgers was playing a 2 deep look, and they were dropping everybody into zone. They were not blitzing Kyle a lot. I was prepping for tomorrow's show, tomorrow's Daily Blitz, and I think Kyle was blitzed like less than 8 times, I want to say. It was like 6 or 8 the entire game. So what they did was they sat back in coverage and didn't bring pressure a lot. Here it is. Yeah. He was blitzed 8 attempts, had 5 completions on those 8 for 27 yards. So they typically, I thought they would heat him up and bring lots of pressure, but no, they sat back and he kind of, took what they gave him underneath stuff, right? 3 yards, 4, 7, 9, 5, 6,
And a lot of those were not run after the catch plays either. They were just,
Right.
look at Emeka's.
They came up and made the tackle.
Receptions.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just the short. I don't know. Rutgers defense, they look like a top 10 defense, but I think we helped them look like a top 10 defense. They gave up 52, I think it was, to Michigan, right? Michigan didn't have a problem moving the ball on them.
Yeah.
But I mean, they played good defense. They're physical. I mean, they tackled well and that kind of stuff. But
well, that's a different O-line, though. I don't think you can compare our O-line with Michigan's. Huge difference.
Of course not.
Just like you can't compare last year's Ohio State O-line to this year's.
Not comparing anything, just overall, the defense can get scored upon, in big numbers. We seem to have a real problem getting anything going in the passing game, anything. And Kyle McCord, he can't move. He's not. There's not that escapability like we talked about last week with quarterbacks we've had in the past. Which I thought you're right. Like I thought I was expecting more pressure to make him try to make him move around the pocket with the bad ankle and everything. But they were able to have success a lot of the game, outside of Marv, with dropping a bunch. And they still got, I think they still had a sack or two.
One.
Even with just one.
Yep.
But it's like
it just looks clunky.
We've seen Kyle,
I mean, when you're not,
that,
they're not pushing it downfield, not against Rutgers anyways. So yeah, it's not the big gainers, the big 20 plus, 30 plus, gainers, but he still had
nothing from Emeka. Like not even I don't know. Emeka looked healthy. I didn't see him struggling at all.
I think he's still knocking the rust off. He's another one of those guys that has been out since the Notre Dame game. Trey was out until last week since the Notre Dame game. That's when Kyle got hurt, Notre Dame. Marv sprained his ankle against Notre Dame. So, yeah.
Doesn't look great, Bob.
Everything came together in the late third and fourth quarters. So once again, 2 touchdown drives in the fourth. I don't know. I can't complain about that. Put the game away. Sealed it.
Trey's healthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the Travion that we all thought we were going to have. He's hitting the stride. But without Trey, he was leading receiver, leading rusher. And there was nobody really besides Marv's. Marv got the touchdowns, but Trey did all the work.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was our offense. Marv and Trey. And that alone won't beat. I don't think that'll beat the best teams in the country in the playoff.
I don't know if we're getting to MVPs. Trey's obviously my MVP, but
everybody is MVP.
It's too much. I think going in, check the tape from last week. I don't want him to have to do this against Rutgers. It's too much, and he's running like a madman. And look, he's taking a lot of big hits, and a lot up top to the head and neck area, and to me, it's just too much. I was hoping for a 12 to 15 touch game for him, mixing some other guys, and we're going to need this
one, because we're not playing Dallin Hayden, so it would have been Chip. That's it, because mine's out. So that's I think that's out of necessity, Shawn. I agree with you. I wish I would have liked to seen that too. Get it like 3 touchdown lead, back off Trey's workload, let Chip go, and they're not going to play Hayden for some fucking reason, and Mayan's out. So and we were in a dogfight because they ran the ball for 230 yards on us.
Well, I think if
And
they do
ate up the
need to
clock.
play down, and they will, when you got Chip and Trey, why would you bring in a third guy?
Why doesn't Chip get more carries? Just because, I mean, Trey was the hot hand. I mean, he obviously
Yeah,
brings a different skill set.
That's Alfred's typical MO is, run the hot hand, play him. So, but yeah, Trey has been really, if he can maintain his health over the next 3 weeks, we will be just fine. This is 2 weeks in a row. He had 24 carries and then 22 this week. 162 last week, 128 this week, but 6 forced missed tackles both games. That's huge. He had a total of 6 the entire season up till the Wisconsin game. So he got 12 in these last 2 weeks, and 10+ yard runs, 5 last week, 4 this week, 15-yard runs, 3 last week, 2 this week. And then you don't get into the running game or the passing game yet. I mean, he had 4 last week and 5 this week, 45 yards last week, 80 this week. So,
and it looks great. With the injury history that he has, he's shown to be fragile. That's my concern. We don't use him too much.
I just think it's a big workload when we're going to need him.
Yeah.
Well, and we kind of needed him this week.
Is Chip banged up? I mean, I don't know. Why didn't Chip get?
He played.
I know, but why didn't he get 10 of those?
2 carries
for
6.
2 carries.
Xavier 1 carry. Mecca had 1 jet sweep that we can't block. We can't contain the edge. The jet sweep with Mecca doesn't look right. We don't execute it right. I don't know if it's I don't know what it is, but
it's perimeter blocking, Jeff. It's been a problem for the Ohio State receivers and tight ends for about 2 years, 3 years.
How do you like the sweep with Jesse Mirko?
That's pretty good. I like that.
How in the world, how is that called? Because he's ran 30 yards sideways. Jesse Mirko can't. There's no way he was going to make that. As soon as he took off, I'm like, oh, there's no way he's getting this. No way. No. He was like, what, 5 or 6 yards short?
There's miscommunication just to squelch it.
Can't hit. What are we doing?
There's a miscommunication. Again, we have a full-time special teams coordinator, and get the fuck out is what I would say. Sorry, I was just deleting comments.
They're calling this one of an accident as well.
Yeah, a lot of those happen.
That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to try that, not even against a good look, and then say, "Oh, miscommunication." You have 4 or 5 of these probably a game. How can you miscommunicate a goddamn punt?
What yard line were we on?
The yard line, I don't remember, but
it wasn't good. Punt it.
Let's just. It's
OSU
embarrassing.
32 at our own 32, where you would definitely call a fake, typically, right? Deep in your in your own territory, relatively deep, about halfway. Yeah,
and coming off of last year's situation, what happened? With that fake punt.
Yeah,
Parker's
got to go. He's got to go. It's just week to week, there's another blunder.
You can't afford that. You cannot afford that in a big game. Like we had one of those against Michigan, complete
and Georgia.
And Georgia. Like you can't have that. You can't have miscommunications on a fucking punt.
Well, you can't. Punt, hitting Lorenzo Styles. Lots of mishaps on.
That was Ballard's fault for not communicating
But
But
again, special
it's another
teams.
example. Yeah. I'm not defending Parker Fleming. I think he is a waste of money, waste of a spot when we're only limited to 10 assistants. Yeah, there's about 10 other people that should have that job. But anyway,
He doesn't have the green light to call that and not have somebody checking him, right? Right? Isn't there?
I would hope that he
There's no
has to
way he's
get
allowed to call
okay from
that.
above.
And we won't get it. We won't
Yeah.
get the honest answer from Ryan Day. He's going to keep that in house. He's
Well,
not
he
gonna,
keeps saying every time this happens, which seems to be weekly, he says we can't have that.
well,
So things are mounting. I think he's mounting a case against Parker, and you can't go firing a coach in the middle of the season unless it's Alex Grinch. So I would say Parker probably will not be retained next year.
if it is his fault, or if it's even if it's the players just making that decision on their own without him having, they just call it and on their own. That's still his responsibility.
Well, that never happens. That's not. I don't think that's a realistic option. No player is just going to go rogue and say, I can get it.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyway,
they have a
so
look. They say if
that's enough
all right,
special teams talk. We wasted like way too long. Let's get into our grades here. Shawn, we'll start with you on the offense. What do you have for the grade on the offense?
I will go with D. Yeah.
D is in dog.
C.
Oh,
C
C
is in cat. C is in cat. Just clunky. 7 points in the first half against
C your cat.
a Rucker. No, not good enough. It's got to be a lot better than that without Trey. And again, Trey, hats off to you, amazing game. But again, to use Trey like that in a game against Rutgers when we're coming to the crescendo of the schedule here, I want a well-rested Trey, not a 30 touches a game and then picking up blitzes and that all the time. It's too much. So, not enough getting it around to the receivers. Marv did his Marv things. Some of that stuff's like indefensible. He did drop one again that was un-Marv-like. That was a great defensive play. The guy got his hand in there, but Marv's usually strong hands those and hangs on to that. And then with the fake punt or whatever that was, I feel like I'm missing something that I'm really pissed off about, but
they were over in the first half on third downs. Does that grab you?
Yeah, I don't love that.
Okay. I don't love that either.
Yeah, see, now that I think about it, C minus.
Okay. Can I talk you into a D plus?
You could.
Can I get you into a D plus today? All right, Jeff, what do you got for offense?
Yeah, I'll take your D plus.
Oh, and I'll see your D plus.
Yeah, I mean, Trey played out of his mind. Marv, yeah, I think I give a lot of credit to that guy. I think it was number 7. That play when he knocked it out of his hand. That's a great defensive back play. I give that dude credit. But then Marv got him. Marv got him the next couple times, in the red zone.
Yeah, notice the ball placement on the next couple. It was the other side away from the defender, where Marv had to turn away and he could use his body to shield.
Yeah, and that's indefensible against a receiver like Marv. Like that, if the ball placement's in the right spot, like you're saying, Marv's good enough. Nobody can defend that. NFL guys probably wouldn't have been able to defend that. But that's, and Trey carried us literally. O-line shaky at best. McCord.
They opened some holes. Hold up. We ran for what did we run for total? 139 and a nice average of 4.8, 5.3 sack adjusted. So
average line play.
Disagree.
Average line play. Average to, and McCord. I think McCord was average. He made a couple good throws. He made a lot of bad choices. Missed a lot of open receivers.
Hmm.
I don't know.
How'd you
Yeah,
see
D
that?
plus.
Well, when you don't convert any third downs in a whole half of football, you're not getting good quarterback play, period.
Well, they only had 5 third downs, but they only had 9 possessions the entire game, so a little limited there. But yes, going over any time is bad. I'm going B, mostly focused on the positives with Trey leading in rushing and receiving, and then of course the 2 touchdowns by Marv. I see we have, at least in this game, we found solutions to our red zone offense issues. Punched it in, right? We found solutions to our short yardage issues. You got the quarterback sneak. You got Chip converting a third down. So some of those issues that we were really frustrated by a few weeks ago did not show up in this game. Those 2 are important to me. I've been paying close attention to those. So let's circle back to Shawn. What do you have for the defense, Shawn?
I give the defense A minus.
Wow.
Hancock could be my MVP. I think that really that was still a ball game right then, and that was huge. And that was a big drive. They just took it all the way down there. And for that to come back and that to happen at that time, that was the whole change. If that doesn't happen and they put up points there,
Yeah.
it's a lot closer ball game. But the defense was putting some spots. Like I said, Hancock changed that whole game. Defense does what they do. Did they get any touchdowns except that late one? No, it's all field goals,
No.
right?
Right. Yep.
Yeah, so I still feel good about it. I don't feel good that Rutgers outgained us in total yards. I don't feel good about that at all.
All right, Jeff, what do you have for the defense?
That's B plus. I'll give him B plus. No, just a B, just a mid B. I think the offense, the offense is preventing them from having a better performances.
Oh, wow.
I think the offense puts them in a lot of tough spots. We did hold it to a lot of field goals. They shouldn't even have had to hold them to. Hancock played great, filling in for Denzel, but Josh Proctor is a defensive MVP. Proctor made that play. Proctor made a lot of plays. I think I hope he's okay. I hope there's not a concussion issue.
Yeah.
He seemed to be fine after the game. They just wanted to keep him out, I guess.
Did he?
Because we have so many other safeties. I guess they just thought they didn't need him. But I hope he's healthy. Proctor played great. Getting a score on defense is always huge. It's our third pick for a touchdown this year, which was not even a thought of last year. But giving up 232 yards rushing and at the time of possession, just those long drives, man. They just running the ball down our throat. A couple of those drives, that's what's knocking them down a little bit. Just then quarterback run and that tailback, I can't pronounce his name, continuously just ran pretty much just running straight down the field on us.
Maggie, we'll call him Maggie.
Yeah,
there were way too many long drives. Looking at it here by team, you had first 3 drives, you had 3 and outs by Rutgers. Then you had a 10-play, 76-yard drive, 8 plays, 29-yard. That was the turnover on downs, the quote unquote fake bunt. So they
offense put them in a bad spot. Yes,
not the offense. Fucking
the offense couldn't get the first down. Offense couldn't move the ball.
And then a 9-play, 44-yard drive ended in a field goal. So there were some long drives. They had a 9-play, 62-yard drive there in the 4th that was a turnover on downs. So, I'm going to go B minus. just because I'm fine with a bend but don't break off defense, but you can't just like let dudes inside the 5 all day long, multiple times over and over. 3 drives in a row, they got inside the 5. And thank God they didn't punch it in, because they probably should have at least once or twice.
I know
So,
that
B
they
minus.
held. I couldn't believe they kept holding. I'm like, man, they're gonna punch it in one of these times.
Right. And I couldn't believe that that Rutgers couldn't punch it in there. But let's go MVPs. I know, Shawn, you just mentioned Hancock for your defense. Jeff, are you taking Proctor for your
Yes.
defensive? Okay.
Yes. He didn't have any of the penalties either. Penalties was another big issue. The
Maybe
defense,
it's because he got knocked out.
well, feeding that one of those drives was fed by three 15-yard penalties.
That was the touchdown drive in the 4th quarter. Yeah. Again, Big Ten refs, star of the show. In the 4th.
Yeah, but I think Proctor played a great game. Definitely wasn't JT to allow.
You think?
I'll say that.
What was wrong with him?
I saw him on the field a lot. He didn't really do much, and except he had like 3 or 4 flash plays. Other than that, he was just there. Jack Sawyer was just there. Made some great tackles, a couple of tackles at the line, but ho hum, nothing. Just why are these 5-star top players that coming in? They're not consistently playing like it. He's like, they're just on and off. Like, you don't hear from him. You don't hear his name even called for a quarter and a half, 2 quarters, and he makes a play. And then they talk about how, he's such a dynamic player, had the best game of his life last year against Penn State. But then you don't hear from him again. Then he makes one play, and there's nothing.
Okay, how about this? If your linebackers, 3 of your linebackers are leading the team in tackles, does that mean the D-line did their job or not?
Yes.
Okay.
We gave up 232 yards rushing against Rutgers.
Yeah.
True.
That's indisputable. So who did their job? That's the plain and simple. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
How much of it was on the Fumbarooski?
40 yards. That was a 40-yard run.
Play.
That was a 40-yard great play. That was I stood up and applauded. That was a great play. Great call. Taking that 40 yards out of the he's still almost 200 yards rushing minus that trick play. So I don't give a shit that our linebackers made all the tackles. We didn't. They made a lot of them 6-8 yards down the field. You know what I mean?
Well, defense, I was going to take Proctor, but I will defer to Tommy Eichenberg. Once again, the warrior leading the team in tackles. Only a couple of them were solo, but a dozen total tackles. I'll take it. Again, leading the defense, getting guys lined up, the usual, Mike linebacker responsibilities. So I'll take Tommy. Shawn, let's circle back to you for offense.
Yeah, I'm going with Trey. Trey was everything. He's the MVP, easy. Not even close. Like leading receiver, leading rusher, too many carries. Get a nice ice soak, and let's try and get those touches down next week. Give you a little breather.
Yeah, that sounds doable. Jeff, what do you got for offense?
Exactly what Shawn said. Exactly.
All right. I'll take Marv. Tough call, huh? Jeff, you got Trey. I got Marv. Again, with his weekly drop, always factored in. You got to assume that's going to be there. 8 targets, 4 catches. Didn't get a lot of yardage after the catch. Again, the Rutgers defense dropping back, coming up and making tackles. They'll let you catch whatever you want within 5 to 10 yards of the line of scrimmage. Then they're going to come up, wrap you up. And their corners are the strength of their defense. Obviously, those guys are really good. So
I agree. They got a good linebacker too. That linebacker, Morey. Yeah, I mean that one linebacker is really good. But you're right. And I was impressed that Rutgers they will tackle.
Yeah,
they're tough. Yeah, they're tough. They make tackles. I'm glad to see Rutgers is getting better. That's probably the best Rutgers team we've ever seen.
Yeah, just look at the spreads.
I'm glad they're being competitive.
Right. Look at the spread of this game. It was 18.5, 19. Then this Michigan State game is like 28. In what year is Michigan State worse than Rutgers? This year,
2 scores worse.
What's that?
2 scores worse.
Yeah, exactly. It's not even close. It's not close. Exactly. All right. So let's keep it plowing here. Let me take a little break, stretch my legs and my vocal cords, and let's check on the chat, see what's happening. We got Tyler. Tyler's coming in heavy. Ray was up in here. I do want to point out, by the way, that Michigan did not cover the spread. Yes, I had Purdue. Run through the chat here. We got, some good grades. Tyrone, Tyler. Tyrone gives the defense a C. Interesting. Tyler, defense an A. Wow, we've got quite a difference of opinion here. No, Tyler says also, Jeff, to be fair, the quarterback couldn't throw to save his life. That's an excellent point, Tyler.
Yeah, they have no pass offense. So we know
every time he dropped back, I was like, oh, just mark it down. Incompletion.
He is so terrible.
Bad.
Didn't we want him? That guy couldn't.
He was a 4-star, wasn't he? Was he a 4-star?
He was a name. He was a big name.
He was a made man.
Best recruit they've ever had. I think I heard that a couple times.
Yeah.
But yeah, we knew they wouldn't. We knew they couldn't pass. Everything throughout the whole season leading up to this told us they can't throw the ball.
Yeah.
We should have been able to defend the run a little bit better. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Odysseus says Petiti should force the cheaters up north to hire Grinch as DC and Parker Fleming as special teams coordinator as punishment. I can get on board with that. What do you guys think?
Let's throw in Ferentz at OC. Let's throw in Brian Ferentz.
There you go. The trifecta.
There you go.
Now we'll give you all our signals, and you still can't do shit.
Right. Yeah. You're still going to run it for 30 yards a game. I like that. All right. So, let's talk Sparty. Sparty comes to town. They did pull out a win this past week, so I was shocked by that. 7:30 on NBC. NBC. All right. At least it's on the real NBC, not the cock. Michigan State's 3-6, 1-5 in the Big Ten. Like I said, they just got their first Big Ten win last night. Returning production, 68%, offense, 80%, defense, 56%. Mel Tucker actually did start off the season as their coach, in case you forgot, went 2-0. Those were against teams like, was it Richmond? Was there a Richmond in there? And maybe, fuck it. Central Michigan, yeah. That's where our guy Stallions was using his recording sunglasses at 7:00 at night.
Yeah.
So anyways, Tucker 2-0 goes out a winner in my book. I don't care what he did. Harlan Barnett has taken over. He's 1-6. They do have the 39th ranked strength of schedule to this point this season. So it's not like they're playing all cupcakes, maybe a couple. Anyway, in 4 games under Ryan Day, Ohio State has outscored Sparty 191-49. Got some injuries going on. Sparty is decimated. Shawn, you want to take the lead on this? You want me to back you up?
Huge win for Sparty to beat Nebraska. I mean, that West is such a mess. Nebraska they were still talking about those guys being in the mix for what was going on over there. So I think that's a huge win for Sparty. But the state of that program, they still have some dudes, and I didn't know the production that they were getting that much back on defense and on offense. I mean, granted, that production wasn't very good to begin with, but it's still returning production. There's just no leadership, and there's no really good coaches in that program, I think. And so there are some talented kids in there, kids that, are probably going to play on Sunday. Not a handful, but a few probably. And, hopefully they don't do something crazy up there in the night in East Lansing. But no, they're bad. They're going to be that whole staff, I believe, is going to be nuked as soon as this year's over.
Yeah.
You listen to that Harlan Barnett talk, and he's got an impossible job, but he also doesn't sound like the guy that's going to be able to take care of that job.
Yeah, right now, even they are decimated with injuries. They got against Nebraska, they were missing 3 starters: wide receiver Trey Mosley, left tackle Brandon Baldwin, and tight end Malik Carr. So I don't know what their status is as of right now for next Saturday, but then you got a redshirt freshman running back, Hauser, played his 4th straight game, filling in. Then you got right guard.
That's the quarterback, right?
Caton Hauser, Catton.
Yeah, that's who all the Sparty fans are like. All right, let's just try him out.
Okay,
because
I thought he was a running back.
Could be the future.
Reason. Yeah. So yeah, he's a redshirt freshman. 4th straight game he's played. Right guard Vandemark was supposed to be back this week. I don't know if he played or not, but then you got guys that are still out. Running back Davion Prim, linebacker Darius Snow, defensive end by Job, D tackles Jarrett Jackson and Dre Butler, defensive backs Charles Brantley, Samar Melvin, and Marquis Lowry. So that's a lot of dudes.
Those are all dudes that are out?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Those are a lot of big names on defense.
Right. They do have – this is a beaut. I did want to touch on this one. One player is eligible to return. He's junior defensive back Kari Crump. He, in case you were wondering why he's been out, he's serving an 8-game suspension for the tunnel fight last year at Michigan. That's why he hasn't played yet.
He's the dude throwing hands. Okay.
In which Michigan brass insisted that the Sparty players be suspended without an investigation. Just forget it. Suspended, no investigation, forget what the courts say. Cops, nothing. But in this year's sign stealing scandal, same Michigan brass want the NCAA investigation process to play out. Yes.
Oh, of course. And why is Michigan get it? They're getting it all their requests. Like we're
hot kettle scenario there. Getting into the offense here. We'll run through some stats. I do have 6 starters back. Points per game, they're 117th in the country with 303 yards. Wait, that's yards per game. 303 yards per game. Yards per play, 4.6. That's 114th. Passing yards per game, 87th, 205. Yards per completion, 105th at 11 yards per completion. Rushing yards per game, 118th with 97 yards per game. Rushing yards per attempt, 54th with a 4.4 average. And third down conversions, they are 112th with 32% conversions of third downs. So
good Lord. Good
issues
Lord.
with the
Triple
offense,
digits. Triple
big
digits
time.
in every category except run the average per carry. Triple digits in ranking at every category. Good Lord.
They're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah. So I don't even know what the fuck they're gonna try to do, man. You got a quarterback that's only played 4 games. You got a banged up O-line here. One guy was supposed to be back this past week. I'm not sure if he made it.
My one buddy likes one of their running backs. He's like, that's their guy.
Carter,
That might be Carter.
Nathan Carter. He went for 50 this past week. Looks like Hauser, the quarterback, likes to run it a little bit. He had 13 yards, but then the rest of their running backs are nothing. They did have 4 guys attempt to pass against Nebraska. So there's that. I don't know why.
They're just dicking around in practice now. They like throwing everything out. They're like, all right, you get a turn.
Oh, they're not even listening to the coaches. They're like, yeah, we're just going to run what the fuck we want. We're going to run this. Okay, coach? All right. So I don't think they're going to try and run the ball, but maybe. Good luck. At least they're only 87th in passing yards per game. I have no idea what they're going to do. They did
it seems
next to nothing here against Nebraska. You know, they ran for
how'd they score 20?
63 yards rushing, 232 yards passing. 3 turnovers would be my guess.
nobody can keep a game close like Nebraska. It seems like the whole program is just. It seems like the whole program is spiraling. You know, like all the coaches are probably, they're putting out feelers, looking for their next job. The players are allowed to talk with other universities, other teams because of the coaching change, right?
Yeah.
So there's probably a lot of players looking, putting out trying to get their names out to try to look to jump ship. All the injuries you said, most of the injuries you said, Joe, were on defense, right?
Oh, we had a variety here, yeah, but yeah. Definitely.
Their only chance, I think, is try to get a couple of deep balls, but eat the clock. They're probably gonna huddle, keep the ball away from us, Indiana style, Rutgers style, and just hope they can just hang around, and make it respectable.
Hope for bad weather. The usual Sparty game plan.
Try to throw the kitchen sink at us, all kinds of weird shit. Who knows? I mean, there should be. You just laid it out. There should be no contest. This should be like a couple years ago when we went up there, or at our place when it was just 49-0, like in a flash.
Yeah,
I mean, we should be able to do what we want to do. Get right game, play. Play everybody. Get all the young kids in there by the second half. That's what it's. That's how this game should. There's no reason that this game shouldn't be that way.
Yeah, Henry, you see any angles for this Sparty offense?
No, I see a lot of pain.
They've struggled. They lost 27-24 to Rutgers a few weeks ago. They scored 16 against Iowa, 9 against Maryland, 7 against Washington. Blanked by Michigan, 49-0. Lost to Minnesota, 27-12. So, yeah, the offensive juggernaut is not what I would paint this team as.
No, they're, like I said, my one guy's the only guy they like on the team, I think, is that Carter running back.
Yeah.
And, he could possibly, do some damage and break something off. But again, unless our offense shows how inept it can be, there's no way that they're going to put up a bunch of points on us.
Yeah, our poor execution on our part and poor offensive play will keep. That's the only thing that can keep them really in this game.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. That's how it seems. I mean, but
yeah, Let's talk about their
Which
defense here. They got 7
go
starters
ahead.
back. Points per game, they're allowing 28 points per game. That's 78th in the country. Yards per game, 49th. So that's respectable. They're in the top 50, 371 yards per game they're allowing. Rushing yards, 45th, 135 yards per game. Passing yards, 65th, 235 yards per game. Sacks, they're 55th in the country, getting 2.3 sacks. Takeaways, they're 22nd, so they're getting 1.8. That helps when you have 3 picks against Nebraska last week. Red zone scores, they're 47th in the country, allowing 79%. And third down conversions, they're 30th in the country, allowing 34% conversion rate. So, yeah, looks like they can stop the run a little bit. Maybe, hopefully. Stop the pass a little bit. I'm not sure it's going to be enough. So, yeah. Let's get into our score predictions. That was enough coverage of Sparty defense. We got the Buckeyes 28.5. 46.5 is the over-under. Shawn, let's start with you. What do you have?
I'm going 45-3.
Ooh.
I don't think Sparty's got nothing on offense. I think they'll try and it'll backfire on them. They'll throw some out, some old D'Antonio trick play stuff at us and try whatever they can, but it's not going to be enough. And they're probably going to look silly doing it. And I expect this to get way out of hand. And the only way it doesn't is if our offense comes out like it did this week and doesn't convert, and you have a couple shit drives, and then they're able to put together a few first downs just to eat some clock, and then you go into halftime and it's within a touchdown, and you never worried that you're going to lose, but it's just not a good look. But I expect it to be a blowout.
Yeah. Let's go to you, Jeff. What do you think? Score and
30,
how you see this going?
38-6.
Ooh.
And that 6 might be a touchdown. They try going for 2 and get stuffed. But they might get 2 field goals because our offense will probably fucking screw something up and give a short field. Defense will hold them to a field goal. And they get another one maybe late in the game just to try to get points. 38-6. We cover under. That I don't see us. I can't say our offense is going to explode on them. For 40, 45 plus 50 points. We should be able to just do what we want. Name the score, but
Yep.
I don't see it. 36. Yeah, you're right, Shawn. Never in doubt, but just we're not going to look. We probably won't look good at times because that's just the way our offense has been all year. So I'm just going on. Predictability of how we've been looking. But yeah, it's 38-6.
Okay. I'm right there with you. I almost had that. I almost went 3 field goals. I'm going 39-10. And I'll tell you how I got to 39.
That's a very uncommon score.
Yeah.
You don't see 39.
A lot of field goals, and there's going to be a missed extra point or 2 or 3 in there. So it's a mixed bag. Basically, complaining about the special teams. Special teams will force us
if weather's
to
an
be
issue,
down to 39.
Joe,
What?
Kicking game? Yeah, if weather becomes an issue, the kicking game would show for sure.
So I think they'll get
Shawn,
a
what's the
garbage
forecast looking
touchdown
like
late.
over there? What's the forecast looking up there, Shawn, for next Saturday?
Let's see here.
It's in Columbus.
Oh shit! Jesus Christ! I thought we were going to landfill. I didn't even look at the schedule. I didn't even pay attention.
Yeah,
I got Columbus up here too. High of 49, sunny, clear.
Oh,
low at 33.
Well, it's gonna be dark,
Night,
but
it's gonna be around 40. Clear. It's got sunshine on the Apple map.
All right. So it's a night game, so definitely going to be dark by then. but that's good. That sounds good.
I was thinking we were in East Lansing, Joe, and I'm still sticking with my 38-6.
Okay.
Even though it's a home game, I'll stick with my score.
You got it. All right. Yeah, I'm sticking with 39-10. I think it's just going to be
NBC, right? Sorry,
NBC.
sorry.
Yeah,
NBC game.
Yeah. So let's go to microscope. Shawn, what do you have for your microscope on offense?
On offense, I'm gonna go with Chip Trainum.
Oh,
After 2 carries last week, I need more production than that out of Chip. I need you to be a workhorse and get yourself 15 touches this week. Get yourself in the end zone. Go have yourself a day and keep my boy Trey off the field. I think you guys should be able to do a lot of damage early. So yeah, I'm looking for RB2. Excited about RB2 this week.
sounds good. All right. Jeff, what do you have for offense?
I want to just say passing game. Let's see more better execution overall. Just the passing game with our athletes, even our backups, we're head and shoulders above, what we're going to be facing on defense. So I mean, yeah, passing game in general. That's McCord. That's the O-line pass blocking. That's all of our just making plays. Whoever else, I don't know. Or were you going to go Gerd or who are you going to go with, Joe? I might go with Gerd.
I was leaning towards Gerd. He's a steady, solid man. It's right in his name. Girder.
There better be some.
We just need execution in the passing game. Execution. Yeah, but Shawn, I hope it is Trainum. I hope Trainum is a guy we can talk about next week as stepping up and having a big game for the same reasons you said. But we need to be able to execute in the passing game. We need to hit over the top, challenge them deep. We're they're outmanned, overmatched. Let's show me an explosive passing game at home at night. Let's put some excitement in the crowd. Big plays. And it's not just McCord. I understand we got to get the blocking. It's got to be receivers making, getting open, catching the ball, not the drops, not the penalties.
Yeah. All right. I'm going with Emeka. I think he needs another game to kind of dust off the rust and maybe give Marv a few less reps. Take a break, get Tate in there, whoever else you want to mix in at the outside receiver spot. So Emeka, let's see a nice big game out of him. Maybe 8 to 10 targets, something like that. So, Shawn, let's go back to you for your defensive microscope.
Defense. I mean, gosh, Sparty's so inept at offense. Who do I think could? I guess let's go with since Jeff is dogging on him. Let's see the resurgence of JT Tumiloa. Go out there and have himself a game, maybe. Strip sack.
JT, gotcha.
Scoop and score.
Yeah. Kind of a middle finger to Jeff, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know who to take. They don't know anything well, so I feel like this should be a place where a couple guys can just go off.
Yeah. I like it. All right, Jeff, what do you have on defense?
Yeah, you're right, Shawn. There should be a lot of guys making impact plays. It looks like they're probably going to try to run the ball a lot. So we know Tommy and Steele will make a lot, and Simon, they're going to make a lot of tackles. I think Tyleek Williams was the best D lineman I saw on the field last Saturday. We didn't see any Caden Curry on defense, so I'm on special teams. Maybe he's out of the rotation. Kenyatta was playing early in that game. Jack was off the field a lot, and Kenyatta was in there, which
yeah.
So Jack Sawyer, Jack Sawyer, Jack and Tyleek, this Jack Sawyer. Come on, man. Flash for us. You know,
I like it. Jeff wants to get flashed by Jack. Gotcha. Who's your offense?
Jumping Jack Flash.
I went with the passing game, Joe, but like in
Just
Mecca's
passing game.
resurgence would be great, but just overall passing game efficiency.
With a short.
If you want to pick a
for
guy,
that.
pick Josh Pryor. I don't know.
On defense, trying to think what Sparty might do here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some of these guys in the secondary sitting out again, like Lathan for sure, maybe Denzel Burke. Proctor probably will be back. He was talking to the media after the game. I think they kept him out just from over precocious. Defense. I'm gonna stick with my guy Tyleek. He really has not let me down all year. He's constantly making plays, getting in the backfield, getting that push right up the middle into the quarterback's faces, and helping the linebackers out. Really, I mean, so I'm going Tyleek.
He looks like he's having fun doing it, doesn't he?
Oh, he is, yeah.
And he's the most consistent. He's the most consistent D lineman we have. You know,
Right.
as far as game after game, I think he makes the impact that you see. Mike Hall was pretty good, but Mike Hall cannot get off a double team though, and he gets sealed a lot on those wham blocks. You know, tight end crashing in, or if it's his guard and center, Mike Hall cannot. He gets manhandled.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tyleek's been the most consistent for sure.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, we got some scores piling in here. I got Odysseus trying to be the first 3-time winner of the t-shirt contest. I wish you nothing but bad luck, sir. Just kidding.
I'm taking you to Vegas.
There you go. Yep. Billy says Jeff stole his score. Yeah, Billy had 38-7. Pretty close.
We can share it, Billy. We can share it. You can get the shirt if we both nail it. You can get the shirt. I'll pass it up to you.
Yeah, we got some good predictions here. Mike Hall, I've seen a lot of. And what's up, ZZM? Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Will DB be playing DB? I think he will be kicking his feet up, and DB will not be playing DB. Just give him another week off. Oh, ZZM has 45-0. That's aggressive, but I like it. All right, folks. Appreciate everybody joining us. Nothing new on the cheaters up north front that I can tell right now. Just a bunch of more rumors. Of course, Nevada has dropped some nuggets. So, that's definitely wrong. I would not put any money on what he says. Supposedly everybody's going to be fired tomorrow. Michigan's gone. Michigan's off the map. They've been annexed to Canada. Shawn, sorry, but have a donut, eh?
Sure.
Real quick, Joe, where do we come out in the rankings next week? The playoff rankings? Do we drop?
Yeah, we're going to drop probably. Spot or
Michigan,
think we're dropping?
Michigan's going to jump to 1.
Yeah,
Georgia will go.
It doesn't really
Georgia
matter right now, but yeah, Georgia probably will move up a little bit. But
I don't think it moves.
Maybe Michigan moves up a couple spots. Who knows?
I think the 4 stay the same.
Don't forget,
Washington jumps into Florida State maybe, but I think we stay in.
Michigan beating Rutgers was on their resume, the ESPN graphic during the playoff committee thing last week.
Yeah.
They had the Rutgers victory as one of their high points on their resume.
I think it was Rutgers and Nebraska, I think. I think it was.
So there's that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that. But
they'll
we'll
use
get no
it
credit.
against
We'll get no
us.
credit. We'll get no credit for 2 touchdown, doubling up Rutgers. We'll get 0 credit. And we don't drop past 3. Maybe Michigan and Georgia both move up. We don't move past 3 though. Washington, I bet, takes Florida State spot at 4.
And if Harbaugh and the rest of the staff gets suspended tomorrow, the committee will just ignore that. Right?
I
Yeah.
don't think it moves at all. I think
Okay.
they're going to wait to see how Michigan does at Happy Valley. That's when Michigan will make a big jump. If they go to Happy
Oh,
Valley
yeah.
and
That-
stomp,
yeah.
then they jump. But I just don't. Who did anything amazing this week that would make you want to move what you thought from last week?
Georgia beating a ranked team, a real tough Missouri team. Because they're gonna prop up ESPN's propping up Missouri. They're keeping them ranked high, so that's what I see. I see Georgia going to 1, Michigan maybe 2. Maybe we slide to 2, not past 3 though.
Well, Missouri is ranked. Rutgers was not. That's the easy reasoning that the committee can use.
And maybe Notre Dame getting mollywopped.
That didn't help. Yeah, Maryland didn't help us, getting smoked there. So, yeah, not much we can do about garbage programs doing garbage things. But
we'll stay
right.
in the top 4 though. As long as we keep winning, we'll stay in the top 4. We got to beat Michigan at the end of the year. We'll be fine. We're gonna stay in the 4 as long as we keep winning, no matter how ugly it looks. And we got to beat Michigan at the end. So we're there. We just got to keep doing our job.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right, folks. Appreciate everybody joining us tonight. Don't forget, tomorrow, Monday, 4:30 p.m. Eastern, we'll be live again. Check out your daily blitz first thing in your face holes tomorrow morning and every morning. We'll talk to you later. Jeff, Shawn, appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
Talk to you later.
Yeah.
Go Bucks.
Peace.